I just tell them how we live. Don't pretend like we live in a good place and things are going to be okay.
Be honest out there.
Be honest out there. Tell them where you live and don't take pictures at somebody's house. Don't think even if I never went to school, whether I'm from Zimbabwe or I'm from Malawi, can I be a cowhead? When they graduated, they had medical metric, right?
Yeah.
And the next thing I see them in a lorry going to the farms.
Yeah.
So if that is happening to a person, and one day I saw a lorry full of South Africans going to a farm, don't they have IDs?
They do have IDs.
So once again, welcome to Mpanje Podcast. It's another day. It's another good day. We are about to talk about other issues relating to our life. So today we are looking at the issue that is more powerful, more sensitive, that can make your mind spin. The issue is about the fake green pasture of people leaving their country and going abroad. Or maybe I should talk about the fake green pasture opportunity that is an illusion or modern day slavery. Or maybe we should talk about, how do we call it? Or maybe we should say, is the grass really greener abroad than from where you are? Are you a village hero to a fallen slave? Or are we talking about, are we running toward opportunity away from, or running away from ourselves? So many people abroad think they're doing better. But then we've been sitting down and analyzing life, how things are happening and how things are going. So the question tonight we're asking is it indeed a green pasture? For example, munachoka ku Malawi, kubawa South Africa, is it a green pasture or mukuvutika? And also, one of the things that we have to look at as Africans is that, a lot of thousands of Africans, some are even dying swimming the ocean to get to the other side. Some are leaving their country thinking that if they go abroad, life is going to change. There's also the trend of social media where a lot of friends that are abroad are showing us apartments, cars, expensive designs. But the reality behind all those pictures, the truth, what is the truth behind it? Is it really a good life that they're living? Or is it really that because we feel like maybe you are a reject from your country and now you want to go to the other side and try to start off your life? So in the studio today, I'm with Anderson, who's also trying to share these questions with me. Anderson, welcome.
Thank you so much, man.
How you been?
I'm good, man.
Yeah. So what is your take on the issue, bro?
My take on the topic is actually a little bit unspecific, I'll say, because first of all, I want to understand what the word reject means, or maybe what does it mean for a person to go to leave his country and to go to another country.
I think the first thing that we need to clarify as we're having this conversation as a lot of rejects are abroad. It's not like the country rejected them. It's not like people rejected them, but it's a self-imposed rejection. Let's say, for example, you are married, and maybe your wife cheated on you.
Okay.
And then you find yourself in a divorce situation.
Yep.
And the only thing that comes in your mind, oh, what are people going to say about me? How am I going to live with this shame? How am I going to walk around this community? So you end up rejecting yourself from the community. And then you find yourself in a person, okay, let me just leave and go abroad. It might be a young person who's looking for a job. And he feels like, why is that not employing me? I'm being rejected. If I go another place, I'll be able to have another different life. So a lot of people who have found themselves abroad, did not plan
to go abroad.
Yes. And for example, one of the most important things that I want to say, without shame, is this: that a lot of people that come to South Africa, they are rejects because maybe they were rejected. They failed to go to UK. They failed to go to US. So after being rejected and the visa were rejected, and then you decide, let me just go by bus to South Africa. So as a reject, you go to South Africa, and a lot of people that maybe in their countries they cannot even get a job. Like they're not skilled, they're not educated. They are able to drive to South Africa as rejects because now what do they do in their country? So the rejection that we're talking about is a self-imposed rejection. It's not like something that the community puts a point on you like you are rejected. No, but you self-impose yourself as a rejected person.
Okay. So what you're saying is that people who mostly go to abroad, that, in my understanding, is those people who maybe have failed in different kind of aspects of their life.
That's true.
As a result, and their reaction is to
leave.
Japa. In
Mm-hmm.
other language,
Mm-hmm.
they say Japa.
Let me pack my things and go away, and
Yeah,
maybe I'll find
let
peace.
me find another
Yes,
place and
that's true.
start all over again.
Yes.
So my question, this is gonna be a little: is it good for a person to go to move from one place to another country? Is it a good thing or is it a bad thing?
It depends if the energy that a person is living from, because the energy is more important, right?
Okay.
So if you are living from your country on the perspective that things are not working,
Mm.
wherever you go is not going to work. That people don't understand that. People don't know that.
Okay.
Yes, because you left in a place where there's all these things are not working and this thing. Okay, let me give you an example. I always say this: a Malawian guy who doesn't know how to make money
Mm-hmm.
in Malawi,
Yeah.
and he expects that if he comes to South Africa, goes somewhere, he's gonna make money. No, he won't, because he doesn't have the skill and the knowledge of how to make money.
Okay.
So we're living in a place with nothing, and you expect to go to another place. No, it won't. So it works for the people who, one, they already had knowledge and skills of how to make money.
Mm-hmm.
It works for the people who are going back to school. The people who are going back to school for degrees and stuff, and that it works for them
Okay.
because they are going to increase the value. That's why they are able to go back. But most of the rejects don't go back. Have you ever seen a person who's drinking, like they are dying, and you ask yourself, like, okay, how do you leave your country, come to Ireland or come to UK, and you are drinking every day? Like, that's being a reject. Because at the end of the day, he doesn't have a vision, he doesn't have a purpose. He just want, okay, let me just enjoy because I couldn't be able to enjoy. And one of the things that I also have to emphasize is that the reason why people take pictures on other people's cars is to improve that I'm no longer rejected.
Okay.
Check at me.
It's to prove.
Yes, to prove a point
Okay.
back home. And the other things that people show the houses and other stuff, all this is to show that they're not rejected, is to feel that I now belong.
Okay.
You understand? So that is also increasing the influence, also increasing or inspiring other rejects to follow the same one, the same suit. Yes.
So, in your statements, all the people that move from one place to another place, these are the people who have experienced some setbacks or maybe some rejections. And my question is to you and to the audience: is rejection is it a fact or is just an opinion that a person has upon themselves?
I think it's a personal interpretation that a person has because it happens with the events, right? So if you look at the events that happen in life of a person, right? For example, you were once married, enjoying your life, having a good love and laughing, and the next thing is the woman cheats on you. And then you're like, okay, I'm divorced. What should I do? How am I going to live with the shame? Or you're working somewhere, you're a CEO, and then you lost your job, you got fired, and things are not working, you can't get another job. You feel rejected, like, okay, what am I going to do? The next thing, let me just leave. So another very painful example is a person who come from the rural side, maybe come from rural side of Zimbabwe, rural side of Zambia, or rural side of Kenya somewhere. He never had a bed. He was sleeping on the floor. And then he feels like, oh, no, man, I can't keep on doing this. And then let me just leave and go that side. And then they come into that side, they find they're sleeping on a bed. Because their mind is still rejection. What do? They now feel, I belong to this. That's being rejected also. Because why would you force yourself to feel belonging? You understand it?
Yeah.
It means it's coming from the place of rejection. Because the person who's belonging, you can belong anywhere because you have the skill, you've got the value. You don't need to be accepted in a community. You don't need to be accepted somewhere. But the value and the skill is going to make you be accepted and you have that influence. So a rejection is not the community imposing the rejection on you. It's not your country imposing the rejection on you.
Yeah.
But it's a self-interpretation of a person to say, with these events, I think I can never live in this country anymore. Yeah.
Anyway, moving to another area, people like we have talked before, like you have interpreted to for us that a lot of people they intend to move to another place because of the setbacks they have faced, and also because they wanna forget some of the things that they are passing through, or
That's
maybe
true.
they wanna get something that they don't have. They wanna experience a little bit of something. Can that can moving from one place to another place, or maybe can you moving from your country, home country, to another foreign land help you regain that confidence that the person maybe you are unable to have in your home country?
It doesn't, to be honest. It doesn't at all.
Does not.
Yes.
Okay, so then why
Okay,
do
so let me give you an
people?
example. Huh? I once saw a post
Mm.
on the Malawian page where somebody was advertising for a job. Do you know what the kind of job was it?
What kind of job was it?
A cow header. A cowboy. You call it a cowboy, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so I started asking myself, like, Do you think even if I never went to school, whether I'm from Zimbabwe or I'm from Malawi, can I be a cow header? Huh?
Definitely no.
No,
Big,
right? Yes. So the confidence is it built? Is it built there?
No.
But do you know how many people were there applying for that job? Over 160 comments were like, "Oh, we're struggling. Oh, we just need that job. Oh, we need." I'm like, okay, this is the cow heading, right?
Mhm.
So even if I never went to school in Malawi, I don't think I can be a cow. In short, right?
Yeah.
There's no way I'm going to be busa and then
I cannot be a shepherd.
It means I'm still not the confidence is not there.
Mhm.
It's only a few individuals that when they have crossed and they have realized that I was operating out of rejection, right?
Mm.
Let me operate from a place of abundance. Let me operate from a place of understanding. Let me develop my skills. Those are the ones that can be able to gain the confidence. But a lot of people don't. That's why there's modern slavery. So
Okay.
the old slavery, the white masters would come and pick up people for guns and stuff, and black people selling each other. This time we sell ourselves. That's why people are dying in the ocean, only to go and work in the vegetable farms in Spain. And you ask yourself, like, how much are they getting paid? You like if you look at Mayans dying in South Africa because of xenophobia, like what jobs are they taking? Meaning working in Somalia shops. Because a lot of them, the Somalian shops, garden boys and stuff, and then you live in a house that is not even conducive for like where you're coming from. And then all these things, it makes one think like, is it improving? No, it's not. It's making a life worse. But because you saw somebody posing and you feel like it's gonna be okay, but it's not. To be honest, it's not. And then you ask yourself like, wow, why are we really getting killed? For what? For what? For what? For slavery? For what? For what? How much are we get? Because okay, do you know how much people get paid in South Africa? Like basic salary?
Like how much really?
$250 a month.
$50.
Yeah, so if you can get $250 in a month, who can survive on $250 in America for a month?
That's like 5K.
There's something like that.
5K lines, right?
Yes.
Okay.
So if you look at you getting paid $250, was it worth it?
I don't know. I would not say personally. I would not say it's worth it. I would not say it's not worth it because I know we are different and our needs are different.
Yeah. But remember, you've got brothers in Malawi, right? You've got brothers somewhere in Africa that are wishing to come and live the life that they're shown on social media. That's what I'm saying. Before they come, they should understand that this is a lie. There's no green pasture. There's only struggles. There's only shambox in South Africa. People are being beaten right now. Are being right? There's no access. They don't give you ID. They don't give you nothing. You just a legal immigrant at the end of the day, lining up and down, and then life never change. So whatever you thought is gonna change, it doesn't change. Okay, I can challenge you.
Okay, before
I can challenge you another thing, right? As a Malawian, right? I want to ask you: do you really know anyone who came to South Africa and they got rich or they're living a better life because they were in South Africa? I want to know people who went to UK, USA, abroad, they made it. But every person who came to South Africa, I don't think there's any name that I know, either from Lilongwe, Branta, or Nzuz, who were able to say, we know Alex, and I mean South Africa. Who?
In the 90s, people in the 90s,
Like who?
People get rich. I mean,
like who?
I don't know them.
Were you there, Antes?
I was not there. I just heard rumors. I mean, we live by history and rumors. But anyway, as you have already stated that no one can rebuild confidence by moving from another person. What other problems follows when a person moves from another country? And what are the other good things that changes when a person moves from their place whereby they were not able to do able to do well?
The only thing in life that a person has to have in mind as a man is supposed to own land.
On land.
Yeah, you have to own the land. You need to have land. If you don't own land, you're not worthy. You don't have worth.
Okay,
so a lot of people when they move abroad, when you're living in abroad, you can never own land. You're not given a chance. Not in so many countries.
Yeah, you're not.
You can never have a farm. You can never, you're not given an opportunity, right? So whatever promise you're running away doesn't disappear. Because at the end of the day, you live with issues in your mind, right? You're likely to get married to another person who's also a reject. That's a good one. Have you seen the marriages in South Africa the way they don't work?
Yeah.
Because a lot of women are reject. They're coming from a marriage that failed, right?
Yeah.
And then you think if you meet this guy in South Africa, he's ready to marry. No, he's a reject. Also, he's coming from a failed marriage.
God works in mysterious ways.
I don't know. But they ask anyone. Ask anyone, even in the States, even in there. People who only live together just to help each other pay bills. You're not there for marriage. Because when you're home, You've got time to assess.
Mhm.
You've got, but people in South Africa, they can get married because they've got nowhere to sleep. They've got
Yeah,
nowhere to live. You
it
understand,
is
right?
true. Actually,
Yes.
it does happen.
So the
People
problem is,
get
don't change.
married for paid or in order to have food, in order
Yes.
to have a roof on their head.
Yes.
So apart from that, is there any positive thing that can happen for a person who changes?
I don't know. Maybe my mind as an entrepreneur, I've tried everything and I've seen that this is the waste of time living abroad. It is a waste of time.
What about what are the problems that follows when a person moves from?
Okay, so there are a lot of problems, bro. There are a lot. For example, right? If you're abroad, you send money to your relatives back home. What do? They chew your money. Somebody can even die of HIV/AIDS
Yeah, that's
because every
true.
time you're spending on process your money.
You're
Why you
spending your
struggle?
money,
Yeah,
yeah?
why slave,
Your
right?
hard work
Yes,
sweat, eh?
yeah, the convoy of cars from your money. And again, the energy that you have doesn't like South Africa doesn't feel safe. You don't have that piece of like walking around and being safe, right? You're always looking there. But if you're back home, there's that safety, there's that peace that makes you think out of the box. So living abroad, it's a lie of a green pasture. Because at the end of the day, if you had a chance to be a billionaire back home, would you come? Would you go anywhere?
No, I would definitely.
Yes.
No, nobody would.
Yes.
I mean, home
But
is the best.
somebody will challenge me to say, no, I've built a house. Yeah, you had a lucky, but you can never say everyone who's abroad they're able to do that.
Yeah,
So
that's true.
there are many challenges, right?
Mhm.
You lose money, you pay money, you
yeah,
bribe, you
yeah,
do
a
all the
lot of
stuff.
times, actually.
And the other challenge is that your job is slavery. You live on paycheck.
Mhm.
There are a lot of bills. Okay, South Africa is built on the bills, but look at UK, look at the States. How many bills are there? There's health insurance, there's medical insurance, there's so many insurances, there's car insurance. You can't do anything, right? And at the end of the day, all your money that you make,
It goes towards the government.
Yes.
And the other bills that are
yes,
explainable that a normal person doesn't even know.
the only thing that makes them think they're making more money, it's when you take $1, change it in Malawi, it becomes like more money. Yes,
And exchange.
yes, and exchange it comes like more money, and you feel like, okay, better, and I have some money. No, but still, if you look at the reality, if you were the same position in your country, how would you live? If they were that the same way, like if the Americans, how do they live? The South Africans, how do they live? So there's that level where not everyone is given that chance to make it in the dream, in the whatever the American dream or the South African dream, whatever UK dream. You're not given a chance. So the problems are still there. There's a lot of problems again. You can go back home and find there's nothing, and they have wasted years.
That does happen a lot. Okay, so let's put it this way. Let's say a person has worked his whole life in another person's land in a foreign land, whereby they have faced so many struggles and they were sending monies and in order to build their dream life back home, and they go back and they found there's nothing left, and then nobody, the person who they were trusting all those funds to, they are unable to explain. Tell me, are they also now they are rejected there, or wow, what state can we put these people
That's
now?
that's more being rejected, bro. If you go there, there's nothing. What happens? They rejected you. They didn't want you to come back. So that's why some rejects will even say, like blunt, to say, I'm not gonna go back home. What am I gonna do there? There's nothing for me. Because you feel that you're rejected. Because at every level you are being rejected. The situation is rejecting you. So there's nothing that you can compare yourself like you're being welcome. Because I've seen people that lived in other countries and they went home, and the moment they got home they died. They died from sickness like food and other things. They didn't have money and life changed, Like in South Africa, you've got butter, you've got peanut and stuff, and you go back, there's nothing, there's only polish and butter a day, you end up dying. You die. So it's still no, it's not.
Is it is it is it is it is it not,
not.
is it, it's not bad to feel rejected.
It's not good to feel rejected. You have to overcome it.
So it's bad to feel rejected.
Yes, because now what you're trying to do is we're trying to analyze how does one get rejected, right? And how does one come out of being rejected?
So how does one come out from being rejected? Now that you're mentioning it.
Okay, so the first thing before we go to the how does one accept the mentality, right? We need first to look at are either people who are moving abroad because they are pursuing opportunity or because they are trying to escape problems they have not solved. That's the question.
Yeah.
So the question is, are we moving abroad because we are learning from the problems, or we are trying to run away from the problems that we haven't solved? You understand, right?
Yeah.
So you will find that, like I said, 90% of people that moved abroad, they moved abroad because of a situation that happened. So they were not trying to solve the problems, but they were moving their problems abroad. So if you are divorced in Malawi, you come to South Africa still divorced. because you didn't solve that problem in Malawi. So when you get another divorcee in Malawi, from Malawi in South Africa, you get married to that person, you're still a reject because she's rejected from the marriage and stuff, and it doesn't change. So the other problem is the social media fantasy. That's how I was speaking from the beginning, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So like, how does the social media change people's perception of life in abroad? It's like a facade. I call it a facade. It's like a desert mirage. What does it do? It shows you a castle, but there's no castle. There's nothing.
Okay.
So when you see it from far, it's a mirage that's showing you a castle, but there's no castle. It's like more or less. I saw you, Anderson, in SA, and I'm like, he's wearing that jacket. That's nice. I can also be there. But you don't understand what you go through. It doesn't know the moments where you sit. Hey, don't be on your phone. I know you can't stand there. Move. You curfew. All this thing that you end up asking yourself, like, if I'm working in an organization in my country, if I was working in a bank, would I be treated like this? So there's this social media that is pushing the agenda for people to leave their country, thinking that there's better abroad. No, it's not.
So you say people who goes to another country. What about the kid who just graduated like 2 months ago and maybe 2 years ago, and he has been searching for a job, like applying and still not getting something, and then now it's like, you know what, I think this is not something for me. And some people do believe actually changing environment and changing location, it actually does help. Are you trying to tell me that people are not supposed to leave their country and try up new opportunities in other places?
No. If a young person wants to go back to school in abroad to study and come back to their country and develop their country, that's a very good idea. But a lot of young people are leaving their countries because of the social media influence. Because they saw somebody and think they're successful and they want to be part of that success, which is not there. That's why people are dying in the boats. Have you seen those people in Africa where they're living from the African countries and they're going and dying on the boats? Did you follow the documentary? I think the documentary where it ends in a place where some become prostitutes and some are working in the farms, and you're like, okay, why would you want to die for this thing?
I've heard stories whereby people were deceived online and then they were forced into prostitution and some even in slavery, modern slavery, I'd say. But anyway,
let me give an example. So on the same topic, you find a person, they sell the cow. They sell the cow, buy a ticket, pay a transporter to come to South Africa and live in Mukuku and work as a garden boy. So you ask yourself, like, okay, do you mean he didn't have the brains after selling the cow to start a business and start investment and see how it's gonna work? But do you think coming here and then you get a job where they're paying you like right now 150, and then the next thing is there's no jobs? How many people have you seen by Medisha there who are looking
actually,
for?
a lot.
Can you show that's the green pasture that they said? So why would I support a young person in Malawi or a young person in Zimbabwe or somewhere in Africa to say, oh guys, come here, there's green pasture? There's no green pasture. If people are working as vendors, I mean, if people are working like a cow header, if people, all these things that people say it's a green pasture, it's not. Okay, the other frustrating thing is you save a little money, you go buy Chinese clothes, and then if your Chinese clothes, you pose and you show like you've got money, and just to influence somebody to come. And then also you are here, you know that you're struggling. Somebody's calling you, can I join you? You're like, come. Where?
Is that the reason why most families are back home, they always assume that we have a lot of money?
Amen. That's a good point. It is.
Is that the reason why
Yes.
maybe the phone keep on ringing each
It
and
is.
every
It
day
is.
or month
It is.
that says, you know what, I'm
It
sick
is.
or my cousin is sick?
It is.
Is that the reason why? Because
Yeah, it
people
is.
keep on showing what's
Yes.
behind,
Yes.
what's
Yes.
not there.
That's true. I remember one time I had a conversation with Nifes where I was talking about how does your parents know that you're working? Because if you come, they don't know you're working. You're not on social media. Maybe you don't have a phone, right? And you start working. What happens? You wait until you get a job. You are the one that's going to say, oh, can I send you some money? So we deliberately do things that makes us feel like you're worth it because of being rejected. So that rejection in you pushes you to feel like you're worth it, and then you can be able to show off that you're worth it, and then people are oh, he's making more money, and they can't even understand you. That's why even you send money for them to do a project, they will never keep it because you have been busy. You go to a restaurant for once and you take a picture of food. That's poverty. You go to an event for once, a work event, and you take a picture. That's poverty. You don't have it. Because people have it. Why would they show it? You know that there are people who are foreigners living in this country, right? That if they were to show things the whole Africa will collapse because they have it. So every person that takes pictures, it's because they don't have it. So they're trying to feel like they have it. Because imagine Antonio Lupet posing on a private jet. Would it make sense? Because
Why would he do that?
every day 3 hours is in a helicopter because he has it. So the rejection in you forces you to create a wealth that is facade, and you try to portray that is good. But then that is forcing somebody there thinking you're doing good. Oh, okay. Let me ask you personally, guys. Let's be honest. When they told you coming to Fanjo and you came, what did you think?
Apparently,
Bro, I was so sad.
everybody thought. I believe that everyone, when they
So
were
sad.
moving from their original country. I mean, this is just not from people who moved from Malawi or maybe Zim to South Africa. Everyone who's going abroad, even they they are promising green pasta.
That's a lie because,
They,
like, for me, in my mind, I saw a flat, right? I was like, people live in flats, people live in a big apartments, people drive these cars and that. And then I come here, I came to Joburg and I find that the flats in Joburg they're using a board, the market rooms.
Mhm.
Like, if sometimes there's even a car,
Mm.
and I saw one of my friends, his wife, when she goes to work, when your husband goes to work, so just jump to the car and go the other side and
To her
get the
house.
job, get the job done, right? In the same apartment.
Mhm.
And I'm like, what kind of life are we living, right? The other thing, when I came to Franjo, was like, I was coming from, at least I was living in an apartment in Durban with somebody. It wasn't a good apartment, but I saw apartment. But
Mhm.
when I came to Franjo again, I was like, oh my gosh, this is now.
Even worse. Not even good. I
Yes,
mean, that
I'm
was
not.
better. That was a little bit good, and then
I don't
this
know. I
is
can't say it,
even.
but I'm just saying, like, the way I felt. I was like, and then I see so many people calling other people. I see, and life is, it's like we enjoy and we don't feel the pain.
Mm.
That's when I started asking. I say, oh, it's the rejection in me. The rejection in me will make me feel better because I don't have anywhere to go anymore.
So, my question is, how can we prevent this? How can we show what's behind the curtain? What's behind the scene? Because people, they are saying something and they are living another thing. Fake life versus real life. How can we prevent this from continue happening? I mean, our mistake, not somebody also should make the same mistake.
Okay, the first thing is you have to be honest.
Mm-hmm.
Like for me, I was speaking Chichona.
Mm.
Atame mulungu maawi, guys, asama kuna mizi na ntudu nogo kuli togolo, luka pina nogo kuli pasha no makala mwe wapopo, ndizaboza. Atuma kama nyumba panda toilet, tuma kama nyumba panda bafa, tuma kama nyumba amalata. We struggle. Nchito panopa zikusowa. Ine natami mbia vena bwe unokumina 15 years alibi nchito panga magani. Panopa ndizinya kutama kisantu, sura tama kisantu, tumega ntama gechito mchito mu office. Dada kwa pa xenophobia fa nchito mu office. No, they don't work in the office. The nchito za Somalia. And if you're home and you're thinking of coming here, it's a waste of time and a waste of money. Don't even think of kubino obezo jira komwe kubino ukale uganize, think out of the box and create something to come, because at the end of the day zusas bino mazona zin zaboza. People don't have it and they are going to lie to you again and again and again because they're trying to hide their failure, they're trying to hide their rejection. It's a very few people that are living a better life. But also, I was sharing with somebody, Uncle James,
Mm-hmm.
my Uncle James. Uncle James, he lived in Joburg. When he was in Joburg, he had a school, a college. He had cars. He was living in big houses, all the stuff. One day things fell apart.
How did that happen?
That's Africa for you, bro. Where's bullshit? Okay, why? Do you know the other guy, Zimbabwean guy who was in Durban? He was also arrested for business stuff. There's a level when things get higher in South Africa, you can't go beyond that. There's energy, there's everything. You have to give back the money to where it belongs to. How many times have you get paid and then you realize you don't have even have money? Like, what happened to the money?
Many times.
Okay, you think that's normal? So there are
But
things.
but really, what happens though? Talk to
Okay,
us
so my,
about
my
that.
uncle lost everything. So it came a time where he's supposed to pay this and do that and do that, and the business fell apart. And also, there are things that, as a foreigner, you're not given a chance to be legit and live that legitimate life. You understand that? So it becomes a challenge. But what did he do? He went back home. And I was speaking to him, I think 2 weeks ago. He said, I'm not living in Area 47. After the small business and things are picking up. Now, imagine, what did he do? Maybe the skills he developed more and then he went back and started there. So I think the first thing is that what I'm saying to you, it's a challenge to change this thing because at the end of the day, if this guy had no bed in Malawi, He was sleeping on the floor, right?
Mhm.
He comes, he sleeps on a best bed.
Mhm.
What is in mind?
It's in mind.
I'm comfortable. I
I'm
made
all right.
it.
I'm doing all
Yeah,
right for
so how can you tell
myself.
him to change his mentality?
I mean,
Yeah, you understand
mm,
what I'm saying? If he wasn't
he's,
wearing shoes, now he's wearing shoes. What is his mentality?
I am doing well.
That's why I said to you,
My life is getting better.
you are far from the mic. How many people you see that are drinking and they even saying in the community, they say, even if the military came, I'm not going home. You ask yourself, like, what did you do that you can't go back home?
Some they don't have to do anything. They just have to have the mentality, the feeling of I am killing it right here. I'm killing it.
But is it reality that you're killing it on the ground?
On the ground, it depends on how you describe I'm killing it, because at the end of the day we have different kind of I'm killing it, right? Some other people's killing it is the way on how they're drinking and smoking. That's I am killing it to them. To them I'm killing it, but to some people that's not it. We just
Not
have
some people,
different.
but my thing is that um I feel like I wasted time. I feel like I wasted time. I wish I knew from the beginning. I wish I was told the truth that this is the life we live here. This is how you can fail here. And I'm always telling my kids, I'm saying, you know what? But there's nothing that you can really change your life right now.
Would you urge your kids to go back home
Yeah, but the only
to
thing that
start all over
no,
again?
I wouldn't urge them to come back home. I would urge them to go back maybe to school, study more, and do other stuff. But the thing is also, remember, there's the immigration trap, right?
Mm-hmm.
That at the end of the day, why you're struggling with work and stuff,
Mm.
right? You came on a visa, what?
Visa that
Visa
expires
permit that
actually,
expired. At
yeah.
the end of the day, what do you do?
And then at the end of the
Okay,
day,
you don't have account.
y-
You can go to the hospital.
you live kind of a life
Learning,
whereby
yeah. So how a person who doesn't have an identity, how can they develop? Even if you go to UK, you go to the US, there's so many people who are living abroad with no papers and they can't do nothing. So you are stuck in that thing. That's why Africa doesn't develop. Because at the end of the day, our mentality will think like if you go abroad, you're going to develop. No, we won't. We'll never develop. As Africans, we need to sit down and see what can we do to change the lifestyle that we have.
so if you can be able to identify a problem, you should be able to provide a solution. For a young man who is just graduated, let's talk about the young man who has no skills at all. This young man is looking for a way out, and you just told him right now that, brother, this is not a way to go. There is no green pasture right here. There's suffering, there's
But
pain,
let's be honest. Let's be
and
honest.
there's
Understand.
slavery.
Let's be
So
honest. Understand.
what can be the good
Let's be
solution for
honest. How
those?
many graduates are in South Africa right now?
I don't know
I don't think
actually.
there are more graduates in South Africa from other countries, unless other
The
countries don't.
most actually from most people from the other
Okay,
countries
maybe
I've
they're
met,
working as what as
they're
expatriates.
they no they're working as gardeners actually. They're
Okay,
working as gardeners. Some are even working as
but let's look at
construction
people who come
workers.
from Malawi to South Africa. Are they graduates or are they
Some
people?
of them are graduates, I would say. I
Okay,
know few
but
of them actually.
I don't know any graduate that is living unless they're
I've been told
expatriates.
somewhere even teachers they left teaching jobs and they come here and then they are working as gardeners.
Yeah,
So
but does that make sense?
that doesn't make sense. But
Okay,
they have their own reason. Like you say, they wanted to feel, or maybe
no,
they passed through a trauma.
it's the what? It's the social media influence that pushes people to leave their country and go another thing, thinking that there's a green pasture. There's no green pasture. There are no jobs in the first place. There are no jobs in another country. There's the people I've seen people who are struggling. Even in the US, they don't have jobs, they don't have papers, and they're struggling, eating, being given free food. This is the reality of things, and these are things that people don't want to talk about. That's why I'm saying, if you're in Malawi right now, don't sell your car. Don't go borrow money from somebody thinking you come to South Africa and think it's gonna get better. No, and the people that are in South Africa now who are foreigners and stuff, this thing of xenophobia that is starting right now is just the beginning. Things are gonna get
Gonna get worse.
yes, because there's no employment.
Ladies and gentlemen, you have heard it right
Yes.
here first. Things
So
are gonna get worse, and for those who are actually thinking of taking a journey, a trip, or maybe japa, as the Nigerian way they say, of going abroad, please. The reality is the life you see on social media is not the life they are living. The life they are living is painful, it's sad, at the same time it's depressing. You wonder why people they are always angry
shouting at you
whenever
and
you
you're
call
asking for
them, I
money.
need some money, and then they'll be swirling at for
Yeah.
no reason.
Yeah.
That's the reason why. But
But
anyway, we continue with our
yeah,
program.
but also let's look at this thing, right? If you're living in a shack and they like now it's winter and then there's water running down and
Mhm.
there's leakage and then you have to put pressure stuff, but you're paying for that.
Yep.
Bro,
But
bro,
are people
bro.
gonna like you after
No, they
this
can't. I
episode?
don't give a damn. But I'm being honest, because
Are people gonna like you after
I don't
this?
give a damn.
Because you only feel sick lately.
I feel the pain of a young person spending more money because the transporter told him that is a green pass. You remember, there's a transporter who told
So the
who
problem
told-
are
who told- who
actually
told-
those people, eh?
he convinced this family to leave the country and paid her to bring them here, but there was nothing there. A guy almost died. You remember in COVID, eh?
Yeah.
He had to support them with food, right? So I'm talking about the reality of things that people don't talk. One, they shouldn't lie to people that I work on the filling station. Not everybody works on the filling station. Yes, some they do, but not everybody. That's a lie. But I don't work on the filling station. They shouldn't tell people that njiro zokusangiga kulije njiro. That's stupidness and stupidity to call people and lie to them. It's unfair. The second thing is, when they're calling people, I just tell them how we live. Don't pretend like we live in a good place and things are going to be okay.
Be honest out there.
Be honest out there. Tell them where you live and don't take pictures at somebody's house. Don't take pictures from the church. Don't leave. Take the little pictures, and people should see you where you cook, where you live your life, and say this is how we live if you wanna come to South Africa, and then inspire them and see if they can come. Yeah, inspire them. I remember this guy was one of the top notches in Malawi. You know, the youngster, right? He calls a girl who was living in Airport 7. She comes here. She cried.
Oh Lord.
She cried the whole week. She cried, and people tried to convince her. And there's this thing which I don't like. Guys, have you noticed that every time you come here, you complain about things that are happening, they'll tell you, no, don't worry, you're already here.
Yeah. That's
I'm a figure. I'm standing down. Why shouldn't I be worried? I don't know this life. Why should I be worried?
They'll call you. I already get a job for you, but at the end of the day,
There's no job. Yeah, and they switch off the phone. And they switch off the phone. They switch off the phone
as well. Yeah.
Yes, they switch off the phone. Like, why would you call somebody and switch off the phone?
People like that. These are wicked people. Eh?
Yeah. So, as much as South Africans are saying, guys, there's no jobs and people should go, I agree. Because at a certain stage,
you actually agree that what they're saying is true, and they.
I wouldn't go much in that perspective. But if they're saying that we're taking their jobs and their jobs, we have to go. It means as countries, as for where we come from as people, right? As our president, they need to sit down and see, okay, what is causing a young person to really want to go and die on the sea, just to go and work in the vegetable farm? Is it lack of knowledge? Is it not knowing where they are going? How can we combat that by using maybe real examples of people who have died on the water, trying to go abroad? What is it that causing a person to live and sell a cow? Is it the job for Somalia where they get to and runs? Is it worth it? So I think as a government, they have to sit down, create programs to educate people before they leave. Because at the end of the day, if people are leaving or going abroad, and then they're stuck there's something happening. Like Ghana now had to send
a plane. Actually, they sent
to get people. How many people?
300 people. And
who came on their own.
Yeah, they did
on whose money are they sending them back? That's the civil servant man. That's somebody paying tax in Ghana, right?
Yeah, that's true. But
yes,
the government is just
helping.
Helping actually.
But what if that created employment for those people? What if that created opportunities for the people not to leave? What are the governments failing to do that? Because at the end of the day, this thing that people are getting killed for, are getting butchered, and they're getting kicked out, there's really nothing to show. I mean, tell me, what is it that people can get killed for? What are we dying for? Well, what are we there dying for? Let's be honest.
We are dying because somebody posted a picture on a Lamborghini.
And we thought it was a Lamborghini. He owns it.
He sent it to us and said, I have made it in life. And then somebody was like, you know what? My friend has made it in life. I also want to go there. I'm coming there.
Okay.
I am going
I've seen people 4 years ago when I came here. They went to school here. Fanjuk High. They went, they graduated, they had what do you call metric, right?
Yeah.
And the next thing I see them in a lorry going to the farms.
Yeah.
So if that is happening to a person, and one day I saw a lorry full of South Africans going to a farm. Don't they have IDs?
They do have IDs.
So they have IDs, but they're going to the farms.
To the farm.
You understand what I'm saying, right?
Yeah, but
You understand what I'm saying, right?
yeah,
Now you don't have any. A person doesn't have any paper, right? And he's struggling, right? And then he thinks that life is going to be better than the person who's got an idea and they're going to the farms.
yeah,
And they went to school. They have got matric.
but
I mean,
our
is the system giving chance?
but there's this thing they say we differs in luck. Some people's luck is better than the other. I mean, they are lucky. They are luckier people than other people.
It's a false green pasture that we are showing to people. People have to stop that.
We have
People have to say
we have
the same thing in the US.
Mm.
People show fake green pastures. People should really show the real thing that they have. People should really say it. If they're going to challenge us, they just them inspire us to say, guys, okay, the next thing is this. Have you noticed on Facebook right now? There's a chance to go to abroad for the comments in the. Have you seen that, right? In the section. Have you tried to follow the section?
No,
Do you know where it ends?
I've
You should
actually
check.
never wanted to go.
Do you know where it ends?
Mm.
That person is just having content creation there. There's really nothing there. It's a
Yeah.
few individuals that are doing real things.
Mhm.
Understand, right? So people leave their countries on a visiting visa,
Mhm.
and they believe that things are going to change. You can't change because you don't have identity. Unless if we change our mindset, unless if the government change and say, how can we create opportunities for young people to stay? How can the other thing is,
But is it
don't you think it's also sorry, don't you think it's also as an individual, if like the way it happened, like my wife left me and cheated and walked away. Don't you think I needed people to support me and tell me to say, don't worry, you marry another wife, and help me to understand that and stay there? Because, for example, you are skilled, you're working with an organization,
Mhm.
you've got skills, you went to school, you've got a degree. Why would you leave just because of somebody's private parts and try to kill yourself and
No,
leave?
but the thing is, maybe you didn't get a job apart from that. Be like, okay, this is the right time.
But do you think a person of skills and value can never get a job for the rest of their life?
No, I don't think so.
Okay, so
But
is it okay for you not to solve your problems in your own country and live a better life than going abroad and be a slave?
I think it was in the 80s when Chinese.
Far from the mic.
I think China was also sending people from the US. China also facing economic actually problem. So they used to send people to the US for mining jobs and whereby they were working in the mines. So and then they now China is able to do well and they're doing well. They're quite doing well. Even though still more China is doing well, those people are still in China actually. They made their own thing and they are actually they even have their own town. It's called Chinatown. So are you trying to tell me that a person who moves because of a situation that is created by the government?
Government doesn't create situation, bro. Nobody's coming for anyone, bro.
No, because the government is
Nah,
the
government
reason
is not gonna create employment for anyone. Why should government create employment? People have to think to create employment.
but
How many people are employed by government?
not a lot.
Okay, but who employs people?
People employ people.
Okay, so
actually.
if you send a person to go to the university and they become a graduate, are they supposed to be employed or they're supposed to create something for the people to get employed?
But they are but our curriculums doesn't teach us to be creative. It teaches us to be job seekers.
Yeah, that's
Remember
that's
that.
that's your own problem because
It doesn't teach us to be creative, right? Our curriculum as Africans, right? It doesn't teach us to become architects or maybe to be the innovators or maybe builders. No, it teaches us to become employees.
but at the end of the day, who suffers?
We are the ones who suffer because they are the ones who teach us that.
Yeah,
Because if they bring
but as a
us,
Gen Z, as a millennial, you have access to information.
yeah, we
You
do
are a
have
better
information.
generation that has got more information. There's information on YouTube. There's information on Instagram. There's information on Twitter. There's information. There are mentors.
But
My point is, University of Malawi, for example, was created in 1961. Up to now, all the graduates from engineering department, what have they done to engineer Malawi? We have Group 5 to go and do roads. What are these guys doing? Why are they not asking? Say, okay, you send us to school. What can we do? I was just giving an example. How does one create a microphone like this as an engineer? Why are we failing to create? Whether it's wood or what, as an engineer, you think you can't think out of the box, and then you start selling slowly, and then it becomes bigger. Apple, they did the same thing. Bill Gates did the same thing, and then they grew. Why are we failing as Africans to be creative and innovative to create even small things that can help farmers? Because at the end of the day, we don't think. We're not thinking as human beings. We rush in showing off how worthy we are, yet we've got nothing. We rush in wanting to live a bigger life and better life, yet we've got nothing. We're not even thinking of long term. Now, if every country says everybody should go back then, what's going to happen if everybody goes back to their country?
Overpopulation, I think so. But anyway, uh,
Maybe the hard question should be, after living in abroad, what do you have back home? How many people can say, I came back, I did this?
well, I don't know, but
Okay. Should more people focus on building opportunities back home instead of automatically looking for abroad? Because at the end of the day, imagine if we were all focused on building the opportunities back home. That will develop, because every country that is poor because it's got 18 million people who are poor. So if imagine if all the 18 million people were wealthy, it means the country will become rich.
yeah,
You understand, right?
yeah.
So at the end of the day, we are not looking at creating opportunities from back home. Like I said, if you lost a job, look for another job or create a job. And the fact that you're working is the time that you create job. Because the time you're working is the time that you save money aside. If you don't save money aside, when you lose the job, you definitely leave your country and go somewhere and stuff. I've seen so many people, friends that came in this country and left with nothing, and they went back. Some of them I even sent on my truck. Remember that time I had truck, right? I sent them because they didn't have transport. I've seen that. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not just saying a thing that I'm just saying to make it worse. No. Right now, even if the government they're sending these buses, some of the people that are going back are the people that had nothing. And they don't worry, they can just pick up the thing and go. Imagine if I've got all the stuff that you have and you've got bins and stuff. Can you just say, oh, send me a bus and I'll go? No, because you're being rejected again in South Africa for the second time. As a reject now, you're being sent home. It's something if they were to send flights to planes to UK or US, a lot of foreigners or those people that are being deported, a lot of them wouldn't have papers. It's because they didn't have anything. They were paying paycheck to paycheck. At the end of the day, you can't even focus on creating papers because you don't have anything. So this is a facade. This is a lie.
Okay, so what should young Africans have in mind in order to develop their countries, in order to achieve their lives, in order for them to not move from one place?
I should ask you, passport or purpose?
Purpose.
Obvious, right? So the money that you're going to make a passport, try to invest in what?
In something.
Okay, so let's say for example, I've got farming. If you take that money and invest in farming, wouldn't it make money for you?
Yeah, I've seen someone also did that.
They did that, and then how is their life now?
They kind of doing better.
Do you know what is the biggest challenge that we have as people, as Africans?
We have land actually.
We have land, but do you know what is the biggest challenge that we have?
We have the challenge that we have.
Yes.
We want instant and quick money.
Amen. Thank God for that. You're thinking we want instant and quick money, right? At the end of the day, does that give a green pasture?
No, really, it gives
a feeling, a false hope, right?
Hope, but, not quite a solution though.
The other thing is when you go abroad, there's a high cost of living in terms of lentils and food. It's and sending money back home where they don't even. Everybody complaining about anti and ram all the time. Okay, opportunity or illusion?
Opportunity. It's an illusion actually. Moving from one place to another place is an illusion actually. Yes. It's not an opportunity.
So you'll rather seek opportunities.
Some other people it can be like a capital, a starting up place for maybe something good in order for just you to be, because I would say personally not everyone has an opportunity to just start a farm, because there's a problem whereby you'll be like, I don't have land.
Opportunity is never given, bro.
Yeah, it's never given, but you must create most, right?
Yes, you get the opportunity.
So he creates an opportunity by coming here and then.
Okay, so the other thing is this: the Gen Z, they think they know better than anybody. Because if you know better than anybody, how can I give you an opportunity? That's the first question. Because for me to be where I have been, right, it means I was given an opportunity. I've worked in the corporate. When I'm talking about corporate, I'm talking about South African corporate world, not other African countries. But I'm talking about South African corporate world. I will represent a whole company at the level of ShopRite, Pick and Pay, Spar, or other retail. I was in retail and wholesale, right? I know what opportunities are there in that, right? Everybody, every day, they're given opportunity. When you wake up in the morning, the first thing that I've been given, it's an opportunity for you to be alive. That's the first opportunity. The second thing is, that's the chance that you've given, right? The third thing is the choice that you make, how to use that opportunity.
Okay.
So the mindset is what creates that opportunity for you. Because you can decide, I'm going to spend my whole day complaining. I'm going to spend my whole day crying. Look, we started the podcast. We saw the opportunity. Okay, the world is changing. They need people who can talk. Let's start the podcast. We're talking right now. Does you need a podcast? You need a microphone to start? No, you need a phone. Don't you have a phone? You have a phone. The same phone. People are making money online. As an opportunity to have a phone nowadays, there's AI, there's so many things.
But it does depend though on the knowledge and the wisdom and the and how much you have.
The first sign of poverty mindset is it's feeling a victim and don't have anything.
It's not feeling a victim. It's
I'm telling
just
you,
facing reality. Sometimes
there's no reality. Reality is illusion. Reality is what you create. If you think I can never do anything, you never do anything. Reality is what you create, because at the end of the day, what you see is what you become. So if you create reality that there's nothing for me to do, then you'll never make it. But if there's for example, gule wankulu, you think you want to come as a go as a gule wankulu, and you can sell it, then that's you changing your reality. Okay. So a lot of young people rush to drinking, smoking, and they don't even. Okay, the other good thing is this, right? You have 10 fools as friends. What number are you? 11 fool, right? 10 broke friends. You're number what?
Number 11, obviously.
Okay, so what do you do for you to get out of the system? You need to see people who are doing well.
Doing well. Okay.
And you become part of them. They'll give you opportunity. You can never expect opportunity to come where you are. You need to take a step. God said, I feed the birds of the what? Of the world. Okay. But does he feed them in their place of sleep?
No.
They have to what?
They have
to go and they
have to go and
fetch it.
Opportunity.
Yes.
Actually.
So
I mean, that's why people they move from their home country and go to another opportunity, because I have failed. I'm unable to make something good for myself.
How many
from my country?
I mean,
I've say somewhere else.
I've got friends who are expatriates. They're living in Tableview, right? Yeah, they moved because they saw opportunity as expatriates. But if you come on a visiting visa, that's not opportunity, bro. Have you ever seen these people who come with no passport? You have seen, yeah. Have you ever seen these people come with no passport? They even say, "I know we don't want the passport." I mean, like, how stupid are you to feel? You understand what I'm saying? So, where you coming from determines where you're gonna end up.
Where you go?
That's why I'm asking you: is it social media or reality?
It's actually social media.
So, would you leave your country because of social media and think that's opportunity?
No, not really. But I mean, personally, I know, but not everyone knows what I know.
That's why we're telling them now, for them to know that there's nothing like that. Would you escape or grow?
I would grow, actually.
You see what I'm saying? That's thinking different, right? So one word to describe your fallen green pasture is this: there is no green pasture. It's a lie. Being abroad is slavery, and it will never give you green pasture. If somebody made it, it's 10 people out of 100 people who made it. The millions and thousands of people that are abroad and working, they're struggling and they're crying and they just pretend. When you see them come and smile, you don't know what they're going through. Don't join them. Create opportunities where you are and stay there. And what can I say to the young people back home? Yeah, I'm wrapping up. Young people back home, believe in God.
Believe in yourself.
I would beg to differ on that.
I mean, believe in God and then believe in yourself.
No, believe in yourself. And what you're believing in yourself, what is there in yourself?
I mean, maybe they're gonna start farming, allegation farming, and whatever.
My point is, if you believe in yourself, what is there in you? Because if there's poverty mindset in you, you're gonna believe in yourself as a poor person.
Oh, okay.
You understand what I'm saying?
Okay.
So this believing in yourself, it's a lie. Because at the end of the day, you can never believe in yourself if there's wrong things in you.
No, we're talking about people who wanna make something out of their life right now.
Mindset is more important because we come from poor countries. Mindset should be the first key. Believe in God. The second thing, mindset. Mindset is you change your mindset to see things differently. You change your mindset. Yeah, be transformed. The Bible says what?
Be transformed.
And renew your mind. Do not conform to the things of the world. Which means the first thing for you to believe in God is to change your mindset and be in a place where you believe in God and say, God, you're going to provide to me. God, you're going. I was listening to Oprah. Oprah, she said, when she was 5 years old, she heard the voice of God say to you, you're going to be different from these people. Don't do that. What voice is encouraging you to go where you're going? What voice are you hearing? Is the voice of your friend saying, come, come? Or is the voice of God saying you, go, go? Because God might be saying, wait here for me, but you want to go. You will never make it because you have left the word of God there. Believe in God. God is the source of everything. The second thing is mindset. Change your mindset. Look for opportunities where you are. The third thing is be creative, innovative, create new ideas, think out of the box, solve people's problems. You'll make money. Everybody who solve people's problems, they made money.
What if anyway, that was a good one, eh? Ladies and gentlemen.
If you have questions for last minute, I don't know. But am I lying? I'm being honest, right?
But for a person who doesn't have any skills, what's the way for them? A person who is maybe living in a rural area of Zimbabwe, rural area of Tanzania, Kenya, and they feel like, you know what? I've been told there's a greener pasture on the other side.
Can I beg to differ on when you say a person doesn't have skills? Where do these people learn to be a guiding point?
I mean, they are told.
Is it a skill that you go to school for you to be a guiding point? Okay, is it a skill that you're told how to paint for you to paint? Have you ever seen a person who is from other country who is like, does anyone know to paint? They will raise their hand. Does anyone know how to garden? They will raise their hand. Does anyone know how to be a watchman? And they say, boss, I can do anything you want. I can do everything. Just pick me. Am I lying? Where do they get the skill? That's the skill. They have already the skill. It's the mindset that's telling them that you can never do this skill. The same person that is working as a garden boy now, take him back home and tell him to do a gardening service there in Malawi. He won't do it. Because the mindset tells him he has to work on behalf of somebody. Oh, Mzungwane. Oh, my white boss. Did you come with white person here? Mzungwane.
Anyway,
closing. The fact is, as young people, do not be deceived that there's green pasture. There's no green pasture here. There's no green pasture abroad. We are telling you, use the sources that you have to develop yourself where you are. Don't be lied to. All the pictures they send, it's a lie. There's no green pasture. There are no jobs. There's no employment. There's nothing. It's only pain and pain and pain. They pretend that they're enjoying. That's why they end up being drunk and they can't even think. Some of them don't even bath. They don't even know what to eat next thing. They're struggling. People are struggling here. So don't be lied to. That's why you see they are always angry and stressed. Use what you have where you are. Whether banja lako lata musatamangire kutawa kandi basi mulingale mno bwino. What can you do that can make your life better? This is how we end our program. Remember, the most important thing is the rejection is self-imposed. It's not something that people tell you that you're rejected. You self-impose it on yourself. So thank you so much for listening, and thank you so much that you have saturated your mind, that you can start thinking differently. Thank you so much for subscribing. All the best. Thank you so much.